So in this video, we are going to take a close look at the PlayStation 2 once again. We're not going to talk about the IDA drive. No, we have something new from a friend from China. So it's a time for package from China. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video, we are going to take a close look at the PlayStation 2 once again, because there is so much stuff we can talk about in 2021. And we have a lot of great ways and a lot of naughty ways. But what do we mean with naughty way? Yeah, not really that you can add a hard drive, but you can also like rip your game, make ISO files and put them on the freaking hard drive. I did, by the way, a review about this, but there were some pros and cons when it comes to the IDA drive. That's what we're going to talk about, and also we have an upgrade with a SATA one. Yeah, that is really fancy. Let's go back to the time that the PlayStation 2 was released. I had a blast playing a lot of the system, and nowadays it's still a lot of fun because there were so many great games. And with the modifications and the things we can do now in 2021, I think it's still worth picking up. But what model did you own? Did you own the fat model or the slim model? Let me know in the comments. And which one is your favorite one? But today we're going to take a close look at the fat model, because in my opinion, I think it's just way more better than the other one, simply because we can add ourselves a hard drive. Yep. So in my previous video I talked about, I think it was last year, about this version, the IDA. And the IDA version, the problem is with this that they are freaking expensive. They are just super expensive to find if you want to have like a big size, like 750 gigabytes. And you need to be happy if it's still working, because like a PlayStation, they are freaking old. But adding your hard drive is not the only thing that you need to do. Nope, there is another thing you need to do. Adding a mud chip will not be the trick. The thing that you need to do now in 2021, I think it was also like in a lot of years back in the day, you need to remove the original memory card, because you need to make yourself a Macri booth. Or you just, what I did, get yourself one that is completely set up. These things are super dirty cheap now. You can get them in like in different sizes, 8, 16 megabyte and 32 gigabyte, or 64 was, yeah, 32, 64 and 128 megabyte. Nevertheless, you can still use it for save files, but this thing is ready to set, it's just ready to go. Plug it in. It's more like a soft mod. You only need one memory card. I have all my save files over here, and that's it. You're ready to go, my friends. A lot of applications pre-installed, and we can use the hard drive with OPL loader. Finding yourself an original network adapter. I bought a couple of PlayStation 2s, and guess what? It came include one. So that was lucky me. So, but finding one, that is the first biggest problem, and they are some countries super expensive. And even if you can get yourself one, maybe you have one laying around, you get yourself an IDA drive. But here comes the problem with this. So most of these drives are around, let's say 250 gigabyte, maybe 500 gigabyte. They're still affordable if you can get one that is in good condition without, like I say, a lot of dead clusters in it. Oh boy, it's not the best solution. So therefore, I'm very happy with our friends from China that they give us the options to buy ourselves like a GameStar network adapter. And yep, this one is with a SATA connection. And these SATA drives are super cheap to buy, but take consideration when you're looking at both of these network adapters. We don't have the Ethernet. Yep, so the Ethernet port is only if you want to play online. I think it's still online. I did notice reading somewhere like there are some services about that. I think like you can even transfer like data to the Ethernet connection, but we can do it of course with the GameStar. That's something you need to take into consideration. But when you're having yourself, like in my case, a 1 terabyte drive, you can store a lot of your original games. In combination with the GameStar, both of them are dirty cheap. And now in 2021, I think it's a really cool upgrade. But take into consideration when you want to get yourself an internal hard drive, you need to get yourself, so the network adapter, you can get them from AliExpress very cheap, but you also need a laptop, undocking station, you need to connect this to your PC. I did a full tutorial how to need to add some games to this hard drive. It's not plug and play like with a USB thumb drive that we talked about in a different video. But when you have all your games set up, it's so super easy. You plug it in like this. Alright. Oh. Ugh, this thing is heavy. Slide it in very gently, connect it, and that's it. Where is my screwdriver? I don't know. Alright, so be very gentle when tighten up the screws over here. But I did notice, like with these fake ones, they seem to be having sometimes a little bit of an issue getting them on my PlayStation 2. I really prefer the original ones. And there's something I need to point out. You can also like get yourself a modification kit. But yeah, if you need to buy this freaking thing for a lot of money and get your relevant conversion kit from AliExpress, yeah, that's not a great deal. So okay, we're going to do it with this because I tested it before making this video and it works like a charm. I just would quickly point out that I'm going to use the PlayStation 2 dongle, not this one. You can use this one for PlayStation 1, use composite output, really horrible. But this one is pretty good. It's same like the network adapter, it's dirty cheap. So it's in great solution. Yep, there are a lot of different, let's say, dongles and cables out there. I did a full review about the 2021 different options. But let's plug it in. It also needs some extra juice. See, that's the only thing that I hate about it, that it doesn't fit in that great. Let's do this out of the camera. And what I really like about this Mac free booth, especially when you're buying one, they're like already set up with all the applications, so not the hassle that you need to search everything. So you can still go to the browser, system configuration, you launch ELF. This is if you want to like configure the back end, like if you need to add some new programs. OPL is over here that we're going to use. We're having the HDD loader, you can basically like load up stuff from the hard drive. And of course we're going to get some more applications, especially when it comes to emulation. That is a video I want to make in the future. Free Mac booth configuration. But what we're going to do is open up OPL. And let's take a close look at this. Alright, so I think you can't hear it, but it was booting up the hard drive as I'm basically opening up OPL. So there are some games that I made from my original ones. And you just add them to your hard drive through the program. I made a separate tutorial about it. I will leave a link in the description or otherwise in the end screen. Over here we're having the games. I don't have any picture set up, but normally you can get yourself like this little disc and cover, and you can even change out the background. That's what I like about the OPL. Hard disk loader is just like a basic interface. But what I like also about this is that this thing has a lot of, let's say, options when it comes to playing games. Okay, so the only thing that we need is image burner for creating the ISO file, and the other thing is WinHip, if I'm saying it correctly. This is the program that we're going to need for basically transferring the ISO file from the PC to the hard drive because it's a special partition. Okay, next up. So in the next step, we're going to need a disk drive. You can use an external one in your computer. Yeah, I'm a retro gamer and I'm always having a DVD drive into my computer. But let's do this and let's open up the program. And I will show you how you need to make an ISO file. Alright, so I've entered my game into the disk drive or the DVD drive. Next option that we need to choose is disk to image file. Okay, so let's click this option. Now we need to choose the location. Are we going to put the file? In this case, we're going to call it Dead or Alive 2, because basically this is the game Dead or Alive 2. Of course, fill in the name of the game that you're trying to convert into an image file or an ISO. Check it, double check it, the location, and when we're ready to go, press the button, and that's it. Depends on the size, and that is just, and of course the speed that is reading. In combination, this will take up around 15 minutes here, so we're going to skip and cut the video here. Okay, if we have made the ISO file, we're going to get the message that it has been completed. You can also double check this over here, this Venster, simply because, yeah, if there's an error occurring, you need to double check it there. So, okay, I know for sure that my image file is correct. So that's the first step. I'm having the file over here. Next up, let's choose the program for converting it to my hard drive. But next we need to do is getting a hard drive. What you need to take consideration if you want to load up a hard drive on your notebook or computer, you're going to need a docking station. I have a couple of these things laying around, super convenient. And this one is with the USB 3.0. Also, when you're getting a faster speed, it's highly possible that you can transfer your games way faster. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is formatting our disk. So this is something you need to take consideration. So when you're going to format your disk, you need to triple check that you're going to get the right position. So in my case, I'm having here the C drive, that's my main drive, and this is my local drive that I want to format. Take consideration that can be different with yours. Double check it over here. Yep, 1 terabyte. It says that this isn't a partition. That is correct because we need to format it first. That's what we're going to do now. Press format. Oh, and take consideration that you always double check it over here again. Whatever you mentioned, triple check. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like this. Alright, so press OK. And give you a couple of warnings. Because yeah, if you're formatting the wrong drive, like maybe a different internal drive, you will have a problem and your drive will be unusable. Okay, yep, and give you a couple of warnings. Okay. And it starts converting your drive, formatting it, so we can use it in the internal compartment of your PlayStation 2. Alright, ready to go. That's it. Yep. Alright. You can read your text if you're going to get it. But nevertheless, let's press OK. Next thing that we need to do is get our file that we made, like the image file. Alright, so let's open up the folder. In this case, the desktop where I have placed the file. Open it. Let's go search for the Data Life 2 image or ISO. Press open. OK. What you need to check out, you can change the name, but I'm going to leave it like this. Check out what kind of format it was. I'm leaving it on DVD. And when everything is set to the position you want, press OK. Okay, take consideration depending of the speed of the connection to USB and of course the size, how long it will take in the end. And if you're having a lot of files, it can take a lot of time. Alright, so next up, let's assemble the hard drive into the PlayStation 2 with the SATA adapter, and let's configure and play the game, or better said, let's test it, because some of these games will need some configuration. And the reason I'm saying options with the USB, it's plug and play, but with the compatibility with the USB is just freaking awful. But with the internal hard drive, we're having so many options, and that is what I like about it. So what I really like about a hard drive, that I can preserve my original games, just leave it in my closet of my storage. But I just want to play my favorite games. I slap them on the hard drive and you can just play them very easy. So let's give you a quick sample. Another great thing is like the loading times are just significant shorter. Normally with the disc we have a couple of times that we need to wait, but now it's almost instantly when playing a game. But how about compatibility with the games? That is an issue that is always like coming back with OPL. It's perfect, but it's another way also not. And the reason why, let's go to the main menu again. Alright, so let's press the start button, and the reason why, because we need to get into the settings. So with the settings you can change out a lot of things, and this is more like your typical stuff like the default menu. That is all fun and game, but there is another thing that I need to show you. So if you're having a game that has a lot of issues booting up, there's a big list out there. We can press triangle. With triangle we go to the game settings. And with the game settings you need to tinker a lot. So let's say you're adding like 20, 30, 40, maybe 100 different games on it. And if it has some issues with booting up or it's just going to get freezing moments in the game, you need to fix it. That is something you need to take consideration if you're going to do a deep dive into this OPL stuff. It's not plug and play like adding your games and you're just ready to go. But if you don't mind tinkering with your PlayStation 2, a hard drive inside this old school Me machine is a pretty cool thing to do. There are ready to go kits and a Me with kit that you can get yourself a Mac free boot memory card and hard drive, or what you can do is like grab yourself an old SATA drive. The EDA function or the EDA upgrade, yeah, it's a fun thing to do, but in my opinion the SATA is just the way to go. I love these Mac free boot memory cards. They are not a real quality, they are like the fake memory card and didn't have any issues yet. Let me know in the comments if you have any problems with these fake ones. Combined with the PlayStation 2 HDMI, this is just a dirty, cheap way to upgrade your PlayStation 2 in 2021. Well, thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become one of the Wicked family. It would be great to have you here. And I will see you in the next video.